I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Mitchell Levy. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing great. I actually pronounce it Levy, but that's okay.
I was going to say, I said instead of Angel, right? And I'm saying Levi here, and I wonder if it's Levy, which was intriguing. I love it. I'll take that correction. Definitely keep it recorded.
Perfect.
Well, Mitchell, please do tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
I'm actually in Silicon Valley, specifically in Cupertino, where Apple is headquartered.
Ooh, yeah, great book. Like, I never read it out though. It's such of a big book, right, by Steve Jobs. But yeah, it was good, right? The beginning and the middle.
He's made an amazing contribution on the world, and it's incredible to see. Cupertino is now a city that's known around the world. Because most people who have an Apple have seen our temperature and our time.
Yeah, which is so amazing. Well, Mitchell, please do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this point in time.
I am a people publisher, and as such, what I do is empower thought leaders to share their genius. And how I do that, I've got a number of different platforms, but the one that is the most compelling, the one that is game-changing, is a platform called AHAthat. So it's AHAthat.com. And in that platform, we have had 300 authors write their books in 8 hours or less.
Sounds intriguing, my friend. Wow.
That's the part where you go, wow, really? Yeah. And so what's fascinating is that with those 8 hours, it's a book that's more confined or more driven around how we process information today. We live in a world that we have so much coming at us. We need to consume it quickly. And so what I like to say, we live in a 7-second soundbite economy. So a AHA book on our platform is comprised of, you could think of it as 140 sound bites, 140 7-second sound bites, 140 AHA messages, which are all immediately shareable on social media. So what's fascinating is when somebody writes a book on the platform, they not only have written a book that can be turned into a PDF, a Kindle, a paperback, or hardcover. So you've got that asset that represents you. It also represents a couple quarters of social media content where not only you can share your content on social media, but you can also encourage your fans to be sharing your content on social media. And so it's a game changer.
Where did the thought come from to do what you're doing?
It turns out that I've always liked to help people be successful. I started my career when I worked for companies as being a liaison between different groups and helping drive success. When I started as an entrepreneur doing my own thing in 1997, what I've always done is figured out, how do I connect the dots before other people do? Because if you can connect dots before others and show other people how to do it, that's how you can make money. And one of the dots I started connecting in 2005 was publishing. And so I was creating a book publishing set of companies, and we now have 4 book publishing companies and a social media enabled ebook platform. And we've published over 800 titles. And where the idea has come from is, first question, what is a book and how do you use it? Second question, how do you make sure you can create one quickly so that the person who's writing the book can get the most benefit out of it? And that's what ultimately developed where we are today. So what is a book? It is the asset that will help you as an expert be recognized as the expert and to help close more business. So why take 100 hours or 1,000 hours writing a book when you could do it in 8? Or you'll like this, Angel. Our go-to-market strategy is where we do a 2-hour interview. We pull the genius out of somebody's brain, and then we ghostwrite the book for them.
Wow.
So imagine sitting there doing a book, having your essence be pulled out in 2 hours, having our team ghostwrite it. Then you get to review it and make modifications to it. But now you have this asset, both on social media, and if you go for the physical book, we print in paperback, hardcover. We have color on the inside. And all of a sudden, for a small amount of time and a quick time to market, you have this asset that represents that you can solve the problems, or at least you know about the problems that your prospects have.
Where's the best place for someone to connect with what you're doing here, Mitchell?
So it's really AHAthat.com, AHAthat.com. And if you go to AHAthat.com/author, that is where we have our 3-step authoring process. And, the cool part, if you decide that you want to try it and you're not sure that this is the best use for you, fill out step 1, read step 2, which is a PDF on how to write good AHA messages, and then go to step 3, which is an Excel spreadsheet. But instead of doing all 140, why don't you do 10? And then send it to the email on the list and say that you've heard me on this show and that you'd like to actually get validation directly from me that it's the right approach. My team will make sure I get to see it, look at it, and give you feedback.
Love it. How about we make it 12? Let them do 12, yeah? Do the first 12. Is that okay?
I see the synergy in that.
Love
okay,
it.
That sounds better. Yes,
right.
Let's make it 12.
Well, Mitchell, do tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Consistently over the last 3 years. I think, is this business or personal, or you don't care?
Yeah, we could go with personal.
So one of the things that I've done, and actually we'll say over the last 17 years, is that I've taken my family and friends. We've gone to Europe for about 4 weeks a year. And so it's kind of fun. We rent a house, we invite friends and family to come join us, and then we hang out in Europe. I technically I'm not working, although I often get a lot of work done and close more business. But it's a great opportunity to see the world from a different location. And it's been a great for my son who's 19. He's been doing it since he's 2, and it's really one of my wife's dreams and bucket list items, and we just deliver on that every year.
Love it. How does it make you feel?
Ooh, it is. So I want to say good, but if you give me 30 more seconds, I'll add to that.
Sure.
What it does is at the end of the year, Christmas time, we often think about coming up with our plans. We come up with our plans, our goals, what we do the following year. What I do doing, and it's typically summertime during our European trip, is I take a different perspective. I look at what businesses am I in? What companies do I have that I need to get rid of? What do I need to do that I'm not doing? And it really gives me a chance to divorce myself from the day-to-day activities and look at it from a more higher level strategic side. And I find it extremely valuable. Plus, families first and friends are first during that trip. So it's nice to actually do family first, business second, which is not how it is for the 11 other months of the year.
Why would you suggest someone that's listening do exactly that? Plan for their life ahead of time.
It's a great, well, there are 2 things I suggest. A, plan for your life, of what you want to do, who you want to be. And the other thing I'd suggest is if you can go through life with 1 mentor and 2 mentees, you're going to be a significantly better person for it. So my best advice I could give, have 1 mentor and 2 mentees.
Love it. Amazing audience. You're hearing it live here from Mitchell Levy. Again, he is the AHA guy, right? Like the AHA guy. Definitely connect with him online via AHAthat.com. That's AHAthat.com. Well, Mitchell, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Mitchell, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Well, when you say beautiful, warm Caribbean water, I'm kind of thinking about a point in time where we were in a Caribbean island and there was not much going on, and I was sitting there having the sun beam down on me, and this was not a childhood memory, but I was with my wife and the sun beaming down, and we were both in kayaks sitting out in the middle of the ocean, which was not really rippling at all, and my wife said, I think it's time for another beer. And I kind of remember then kayaking to the shore, grabbing a beer, kayaking back out, and enjoying it. And I don't know, it wasn't a childhood memory, but it was certainly a memory from when I was
Just
younger.
popped.
That was
all right.
that beautiful.
Oh, that's intriguing. that never happened before. Well, that's intriguing. It was like an aha moment, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
All right. If we fast forwarded, Mitchell, so when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
I have no clue. I guess I have to say there are some things and there are some people who would absolutely know that answer.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a piece of information that doesn't seem relevant for me. So my brain cells focus on something else. So I really honestly don't know.
It's cool. Well, Mitchell, we have arrived at our destination now. But before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Mitchell?
I'll do my best.
Mitchell, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Oh, yes. I continually have mentors and mentees and strategic partners. And I also have a 19-year-old. And man, I love him to take over whatever business that I have, but that'll be up to him and him to decide how he wants to do it. So I actually share my skill set with a number of partners and have coached, trained, mentored, participated, learned from, and shared content with tens of thousands of people.
Now, you said you're married. How many children do you have? Is it two you said? Is it two that you said? Yeah.
Just one.
Just one. Your son, your 19-year-old son. All right. Do you believe in God?
Sometimes. It depends.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I absolutely have an inner circle of friends.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Never.
How about 3 hours a week, or you never look at TV? Okay.
Oh, 3 hours a week, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's
you never look at it for 3 hours.
It's a brainless box that's nice at some point in time to stop the thinking about working and thinking about nothing or some fantasy world that represents TV. So yeah, there's an opportunity to do that. And we do that. We do that for an hour or so every day.
What about screen time? The phone and the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, significantly more than 8.
Mitchell, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Mitchell Levy, what would you say that is?
Well, I'll still say it's Mitchell Levy.
Yeah, I said it and I'm like, ooh, ouch, a second time around.
So I actually had a Swami help me decide what my 3-second pitch is. And this represents me so well. I am a people publisher that empowers thought leaders to share their genius.
Love it. Love it. Well, Mitchell Levy, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Oh, I appreciate what you're doing. It is super cool. Feel free to go to AHAthat.com or AHAthat.com/author and do that. You could also Google Mitchell Levy. And I will be in 5 of the 10 spots that come up on the homepage. Feel free to connect to me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, Instagram, or Snap, whatever platform's relevant for you. And I look forward to helping you empower your genius.
I love it. Mitchell Levy, again, great pleasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.